For a spin on your traditional pancake, the Ebelskever makes fun and tasty breakfast and appetizers with surprise fillings.
Hi, I'm Jenny. Everyone loves pancakes for breakfast, but I want to show you how to make a new, even better kind of pancake. We're going to show you how to make Ebelskevers today. Ebelskevers are filled pancake balls. So you take just a plain pancake batter that you would make normal pancakes out of on a griddle, and you're going to combine it with some secret surprise fillings that you're going to tuck into the center of the Ebelskevers. You're going to use a pan called an Ebelskever pan, which Nordic Ware makes. Now, this is a pan that originated in Denmark, probably hundreds of years ago, and traditionally would have apple slices tucked into the inside of it. Now, in modern day Ebelskever making, we like to use things like chocolate, Nutella, fresh fruit, jams, jellies, pretty much anything works. My favorite filling actually is cheese to put in the middle. So I'm going to show you how we do this. It's pretty easy. Looks a little hard, maybe Ebelskever is a little hard to pronounce, but by the end of this we're going to have you making them pretty quickly. Traditionally, Ebelskever pans were made out of very heavy cast iron, and they didn't have non-stick coating on them, which meant that you had to cover the inside of the pan with either oil or lard or bacon fat to get these to turn out. Now, that doesn't sound quite as appetizing to modern tastes, so Nordic Ware has turned this into a cast aluminum pan, which gives you great even golden browning, as you can see with these ones that I already made. And it lightens the pan up, so this isn't going to break your arm off when you try to pick it up. Great for glass top stoves. Most people with a glass top or ceramic stove wouldn't even dream of using a heavy cast iron pan on it, but cast aluminum is a whole different story. Ours is coated with non-stick too, so you really don't even need to use butter. In fact, I didn't use any kind of grease when I made these. Some people like to do it because it gives you a little added flavor though. So I'm going to start out here. You can either use a pastry brush to brush the insides of each of them, or you can just take a tiny dab of butter and put it down inside of each well. If you don't have a pastry brush, it's fine to do the second method. Cast aluminum heats up very quickly. This has been preheating over medium heat for about 3 to 4 minutes. I'm just putting a dab of butter inside of each well here. Now I'm going to take the Ebelskever pan, lift it up, and I'm going to twirl it around like this so that we get the butter to coat the insides of it. Now if you were going to use a pastry brush, which you don't have to do, you would go like this and just brush the inside of each well just to spread the butter out. Even if you do this, I really would only do it the first batch that you make, because then the pan has the non-stick and it's going to stay seasoned for the rest of the time you're using it. So I have some plain pancake batter that I have mixed up here. You can use your favorite from scratch recipe, or you can use boxed pancake mix from the store. It doesn't really matter. They're all going to turn out great. One of the tricks here, when you're pouring the batter in, you don't want to fill the wells all the way up. You want to fill them about 2/3 full. Reasoning behind this is that when you tuck the surprise fillings in, the batter is going to move up the sides of the pan around it, and you don't want them to overfill, because that actually will make a huge mess on your pan and even possibly on your stove. So you're just going to fill them about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way full, just as I'm doing here. And then we're going to get ready for the fillings. So today I decided to get out some fresh fruit. Got some nice blackberries and raspberries that I found. And we're going to tuck those surprise fillings into the center. Now, next Ebelskever trick. When you're putting the fillings in, you want to make sure that you're tucking them all the way under the batter. And the reason for this is that when you go to turn the Ebelskevers, you don't want whatever that filling is brushing up against the side of the hot pan. Let's say you had chocolate chips poking out of the top of here. Guess what? When you go to rotate the Ebelskevers, they're going to stick up against the side of the pan and melt and make a big mess. So we're not going to do that. So let me put the last one in there. So while the Ebelskevers are here cooking, I'm just going to tell you another use for this pan. Lots of people think that you're only going to make breakfast with this, and oh, I might not buy that pan because I don't always make breakfast. Well, think again. You can use them for appetizers. How's that for an awesome appetizer to serve to your guests? You can use any kind of savory batter, so you could do a cheese batter. Lots of people love to do a corn batter, like a cornmeal. You can tuck jalapenos, cream cheese into the inside of them. I've seen people cut up sausages and serve those on the inside. Really, possibilities are endless with this for hors d'oeuvre and appetizer options. So think about that if you're thinking about getting one of these pans. not just breakfast. All right, they're starting to bubble, so I think we're ready to turn them. Just like with traditional pancakes, you start to see little bubbles popping up in the tops when ebel skewers are ready to be turned. Just to be sure, I'm gonna give a little peek here. Yep, they're ready to be turned. So, you don't ever wanna use metal utensils on a nonstick pan, so that's why I'm using bamboo chopsticks. You could use kebab skewers, chopsticks, just not metal. You'll scratch your nonstick. So, these are really easy to turn. You just flip them over just like that. Just rotate and flip. The filling is staying nicely hidden inside of there. Oh, those are nice and golden brown. Look at that. Oh, this is what happens sometimes when you don't do a good enough job hiding your fruit that's tucked in the middle. The rest of these look great though. So the first side cooked for about 2 to 3 minutes. Depends on how hot your pan is, but the second side doesn't take quite as long. This is probably only gonna cook for a minute to a minute and a half. And like I said, you don't ever wanna have raw ebel skewer batter. Yuck, raw pancake dough is not good. So we'll just give these another minute or so on the stove and then they're gonna be ready to serve. Wow, I smell breakfast. These look like they're almost done. The most fun part with these, with serving them to a crowd for breakfast, is that everyone gets a surprise. You never quite know what you're gonna get in the center of them. It could be cheese, it could be chocolate, it could be fresh fruit. I'm hungry for breakfast. These are just so much fun because you break them open and there's a surprise filling in the center of it. Look at that one, raspberry. Yum! Raspberries, maple syrup, pancake.
To learn more about the ebel skewer, visit our website at NordicWare.com. Nordic Ware, the leader in quality and innovative kitchenware products for over 65 years. Made in the USA.